So my dear students, today I want to start my class for first sem pass, that is history of Assam. So as I have completed about the reign of Sukapha, about the reign of Sudangpha or Bamunikor, and also about the reign of Suhumung, that was the Turbox Assam invasion. Okay, so today I want to start my class, that is the Ahomko struggle from the time of Suklengmung or Gargaya Raja to Sukhamfa Khora Raja. That is my chapters today. Okay, Ahom Kush struggle from the time of Suklengmung or Gargaya Raja to Sukhamfa Khora Raja. From 1539 to 1603, my topic will cover that period from 1539 to 1603. So as we know that the Ahom dynasty that was established by Sukapha, who came from Upper Burma and made his capital city at Soraido for the first time, and established that great Ahom dynasty that ruled over Assam for 600 years. Okay, so after the death of Sukapha, I already explained everything in your class about the reign of Sukapha, so I think no need to explain today. So after that, the Sudangpha or Bamunikor, that also I explained in the class, and after the Sudangpha or Bamunikor, that was the third one was Suhumung or that is Dihingya Raja. Okay, so during the time of Suhumung or Dihingya Raja, the most important event was the Turbox Assam invasion. Okay, during his time, Turbox invaded Assam in 1503. Just 1 minute. Okay, 1532, Turbox invaded Assam, and that was the result was that the Ahoms were defeated in that war. So I explained everything in your class. So today I want to start about the Ahomko struggle. So after the assassination of Suhumung, because Suhumung was killed by some conspirators, so after his death, his son Suklengmung, Suklenmung, Suklengmung or Gargaya Raja. He was known as Gargaya Raja because he made his capital at Gargaon, Gargarh, Gargaon. So he was known as Gargaya Raja. Suklengmung or Gargaya Raja, who ascended the throne of Ahom dynasty in 1539 after the death of Suhumung. Okay, so he was known as that is Gargaya Raja. So the most important event during his time was the Ahom Kush struggle, war with the Koches. Okay. In the middle of 17th century, the Koches became very much powerful, and in the western frontier of the Ahom kingdom. The Koches, they became powerful in the western frontier Ahom kingdom. If you want to know the geographical location, you will find in S.L. Borua's book, everything in map. Okay. Of the Koches became very powerful in the western frontier of Ahom kingdom. Under their ruler was Nara Narayan. So Nara Narayan was the ruler of Koch kingdom. When in Ahom throne there was Suklengmung or Gargaya Raja, so they were contemporary rulers. The Ahom alone stood in the way of the further expansion of the Koches in the upper region of north bank of the Brahmaputra valley. Okay, so both the rulers, they adopted imperialistic design. The Koches also wanted to capture the portion that was under the Koches. Koches also that was under the Ahoms, and Ahom also wanted to capture the territory of the Koches. Thus the struggle started between the two parties. That was the imperialistic design that both the rulers became the main cause for the hostilities that started between the two. Okay. In 1546, the coaches they advanced towards Changini Mukh. Okay, Changini Mukh, Changinimukh, in the east, where they were met by the Ahoms. They proceeded towards Changini Mukh and they faced the Ahom in Changini Mukh. A battle was fought in Changini Mukh, in where the coaches suffered a very serious defeat in the encounter, and 3 brothers of Koch King of Naranarayan was the Koch King. His 3 brothers were killed in this battle that was fought in Changini Mukh. To take the revenge of this defeat, Naranarayan became very determined to make another event, another invasion, another attack on the Ahom ruler. So he sent his very efficient general and his very beloved brother. He was Shukladhaj. Name of his brother was Shukladhaj. He was very efficient general of the Ahom coaches. He was Shukladhaj. So he decided, Naranayan decided to send Shukladhaj, who was also known as Silarai. Sila means kite. Okay. He fight like a kite. So fast. He was so fast. So he was known as Chilarai. So Naranayan decided to send Silarai against the Ahom after the defeat of Changini Mukh, where 3 of the brothers of Naranayan was killed. Full stop. Chilarai with his huge force proceeded along the river Brahmaputra through the north bank as far as Dikrai river. Up to Dikrai river he proceeded, and in the Dikrai river an encounter was made by the Ahom army. So in the Dikrai river, when the Silarai they proceeded from Koch Bihar, that is you just imagine the map of Assam where it is in the side of Bengal. Okay. So Silarai proceeded through the river Brahmaputra in the north bank, and they reached the Dikrai river, and in Dikrai river an encounter was made by the Ahom. A pitch battle was there between the Koch and the Ahoms, and the chief weapons of the Koches were bows and arrows. So bows and arrows are not totally unknown by the Ahom rulers till that time, and the Koches they used bows and arrows in the battle of, that is near the river, that was fought near the river Dikrai. In this encounter, many of the Ahom leaders, commanders were also defeated. Okay. Ahoms were defeated, and their soldiers, many soldiers were killed, and many of their leaders were also arrested. And the Koches now pursued the Ahoms, and they again defeated the Ahoms in 2 wars, that is in Koliabor and Sola. After Dikrai river, after the battle near Dikrai river, they also defeated the Ahom in 2 wars that was fought in Koliabor and Sola, Sala. So after this, it was a very great defeat for the Koch ruler. Okay. So after this victory, the Koches they constructed a great road from Koch Bihar to Narayanpur. Narayanpur, it is in near Lakhimpur. It is Narayanpur after crossing Bishwanath Sariali, that is after Tezpur, then Bishwanath Sariali, after that Narayanpur. So after this victory, the Koch ruler he constructed a road from the capital was Koch Bihar, to Narayanpur in the southwest of what is now known as North Lakhimpur district. So it is in North Lakhimpur district, and the road was made from Koch Bihar to Narayanpur. And also garrisoned, installed a strong garrison there. Okay. In Narayanpur, he also installed a garrison there. So after this defeat, it was unbearable for Suklangmung So he again made his army strong. Okay, he reorganized his army and he gave a battle near the bank of Pisala river with the Koches. Okay, so another battle after the defeat of that is Dikrai river, after the defeat of Koliabor, after the defeat of Sola, the Ahom, that Naranayan, he made a capital from Koch Bihar to Narayanpur and also installed Koch garrison there. It became intolerable for the Ahom ruler, so he decided to give a war with the Koches again. So he fortified a position on the bank of Pisala river. Okay, when the Pisala river was blocked, it became a great problem for the Koches to bring their food grains from Koch Bihar. Okay, they were in Narayanpur. After that, Pisala river was there, so they fortified in Pisala river. When Pisala river was blocked by the Ahom forces, so it became very great danger for the Koches to bring their food grains, okay, to their camp. So Ahom made several attacks on the Koch soldiers, in which the Koches were severely defeated. Okay. So after this victory, Suklang was so happy, he returned back to his capital and he performed the Rigdhan ceremony. RIKKHVAN, Rigdhan ceremony. It was performed by the Ahom rulers when they became victorious against their enemies. Okay. Another one ceremony was there, that was the Singorighar ceremony, another ceremony. It was the coronation ceremony of the Ahoms. Ahoms, they performed two ceremonies. One was that is Singorighar ceremony, that was the coronation ceremony. Another was Rigdhan ceremony, that was after victory against their enemies, they performed Rigdhan ceremony in their capital city. Okay. So that was the main event occurred during the time of Suklangmung or Gargaya Raja. Okay, so after his death, his son Sukhampha or Khura Raja, Sukhampha, Sukhampha or Khura Raja, he ascended the throne in 1552 to 1603. Sukhampha, who used a limb by hunting his foot in an elephant hunt. When he went to elephant hunt, he fell down and he was one leg of his injured badly, so he used a limb. That's why he was known as Khura Raja. He used only one leg. When walking, he used only one leg, so he was known as Khura Raja. And his Ahom name was Sukhampha. Sukhampha was his Ahom name, and another name was Khura Raja. The most important event during his time was the continuation of the war with the Koches. Though during the time of his father, the Ahoms became victory later on. Okay, but the Ahom, the Koch ruler Naranayan, he did not forget that defeat and was determined to take the revenge against the Ahom. So, when Ahom ruler became to know about the plan of Koch king, he appointed Aikhek Buragohai, Aikhek, Aikhek Buragohai, as the commander-in-chief of his soldiers. Aikhek Buragohai was appointed by Sukhampha or Khura Raja as his commander, and the fortifications were also made at Boku and Sola, and permanent garrisons were installed there. Boku and Sola was the two important fortifications were made by the Ahom ruler against the Koses, in which the Aikek Buragoy was appointed as the general. Okay, police. In 1562, a dispute arose between the two parties when the Koses were started pillaging Ahom villages in the campaign of Kochari territory. In Kochari territory, there are some Ahom villages were there, and the Koses they started pillaging. Pillaging means tahate lutpat kora. Okay, সিহঁতে লুটপাট আৰম্ভ কৰিলে কছাৰীবিলাকৰ যিবিলাক কছাৰী ৰাজ্যত যিবিলাক আহোম ৰাজ্য জেগা আছিলে গাঁও আছিলে তাত সিহঁতে কি কৰি লুটপাট আৰম্ভ কৰিবলৈ ধৰিলে after that the Koch army with their efficient general, he was Tepu, T-E-P-U, ascended the Brahmaputra and reached the mouth of Dikko. Dikko it in Sibsagar, near Sibsagar district. So not only that, after that the Koches they started their campaign against the Ahom through the river Brahmaputra and reached the mouth of the Dikko. The Ahom also advanced towards them. Okay, they were also ready to fight against the Koches, and they advanced against them, and great number of Koches fell back. What happened? In the mouth of Dikko, the battle was fought and the Ahom became victorious. Okay. But after that, near the river, Hadia River, at the mouth of Hadia, it is Assamese, it is not Hadia River, Hadia River, another battle was fought between the two, and in which the Ahoms were defeated. Clear? So, after the death of Suklangmung Gorgay Raja, Sukhampa became the ruler. He was also known as Khura Raja. During his time, the important event was the continuation of the war with the Koches. So, Naranayan, the ruler of the Koches, he was determined to take the revenge. Okay. When the Ahom ruler became to know about his motive, he also appointed Aikek Buragohai as his general, and fortifications were made at Boku and Sola, and permanent garrisons were also stationed there. In 1562, when some of the Ahom villages were pillaging by the Koses, it became a serious matter for the Ahom ruler. Not only that, the Koches, under their general Tepu, ascended through the Brahmaputra and reached the mouth of Dikko. So, at the mouth of Dikko, the battle was fought. Ahom became victorious, but in another war that was made in Hadia River, where the Koches became victorious. Full stop. After that, the most interesting chapter, after that, Narayan decided to carry out great expedition against the Ahoms. He ordered his brother, I already told Chilarai, he fights like kite. Okay, in Assamese it is called Sila. So Chilarai proceeded to the Ahom kingdom. In 1562, with 60,000 soldiers, okay, with a powerful navy, Chilarai proceeded by both land and water towards the Ahom. While the Koches navy sailed up to the Brahmaputra under their admiral Bhaktamal and Tepu. Bhaktamal and Tepu were their navy commander. They were very efficient, and the naval forces merged under General Bimbal. They were the admiral. Bhaktamal and Tepu were the admiral, and their general was Bimbal. Okay. So the king Narayan, who himself accompanied this invasion along with his queen, it is said that Narayan himself proceeded towards Assam with this huge army. Okay. When the Ahom became to know about these huge troops of Koches, they became became very scary for them. So then what happened, that finding no other means, the Ahom forces were not so strong like the Koches, so they made a plan. What was the plan? They knew it well. That the Kuches knew, that the Ahom knew it well. The Kuches, they never fought with the Hindus. Never, they were stance Hindu, and they never fought with the Brahmins. Okay, they never fought against the Brahmin because they are stance Hindu. So what happened? Therefore the techniques was made by the Ahom general that some of the Ahom soldiers, they were dressed up like the Brahmins. Okay, they were dressed like Brahmins, which adoring the sacred thread and sandalwood paste mark on their forehead. সিহঁতৰ মূৰত কি কৰি দিছিলে, এটা কপালত এটা ফুট দিছিলে, সিহঁতক লগুণ পিন্ধাই দিছিলে, and they were sent to the battlefield. Though they were Ahom ruler, they were not Brahmin originally, but they were dressed up like the Brahmins, which their this in the forehead there were sandal paste mark was there, and the sacred thread was there, that is known as logun. And with this full dress, some of the Ahom soldiers, they were sent against the Kuches to the battlefield. When the Kuches, they saw Naranayan and Silarai, saw this is happening, that the Brahmins, they are coming to the battlefield, they, without giving any battle, they return back. Okay. But they did not give any fight against the Ahom. Ahom, though they were Ahom, they thought that they were the Brahmins. Okay. But when they became to know about the great tricks that was planned by the Ahoms, therefore in 1563, Silarai himself took the field once again. He again decided to attack the Ahom and advanced with a large force of the Brahmaputra as far as the mouth of Dikko. So what happened? So after this, though the Ahoms were successful, but it's for a very short time. When Kuches became to know about the techniques, then Silarai became determined, okay, to fight against the Ahoms. So in 1563, he proceeded through the river Brahmaputra and reached at the mouth of Dikko. And in the battle of at the mouth of Dikko, battle effort between the two and the Ahoms were very badly rooted. Okay, the king, which is noble, King Sukhampa or Khuraroja, fled to Sarai Khurung. It is Namrup. Namrup is in Upper Assam. In Sarai Khurung, he fled away, while Kuches spread over the country and plundered the people all from all directions. Okay, so people were rooted by the Ahoms. After this victory, Silarai entered Gorgaon, and Ahom capital, and pitched his camp there. Okay, so this was a great victory for the Kuches. Okay, so after this victory, Silarai, he very triumphantly, he entered Gorgaon, the Ahom capital at that time. So when the Ahom ruler found that there is no other alternative, so he decided to make peace. So there was a peace was made between the two. According to that peace treaty, number one, the Ahom ruler, he acknowledged the Kuch supremacy in the Brahmaputra valley, and also he delivered a number of sons of the chief nobles and hostages, and the payment of war indemnity, which included large quantity of gold, silver, horse and elephant. Firstly, the Ahom ruler acknowledged the Kuch supremacy, number one. Number two, that was the Ahom ruler who delivered a number of sons of the chief nobles. Okay, বিষয়াবিলাকৰ পুতেকক প্ৰতিভূ হিচাপে, and the payment of the war indemnity, যুদ্ধৰ ক্ষতিপূৰণ, which included large quantity silver, gold and horses, elephant, সোণ, ৰূপ আৰু হাতীসহ কেইবাজনো আহোম বিষয়াৰ পুতেকক প্ৰতিভূ হিচাপে ৰাখিবলৈ আহোম ৰজা সন্মত হ'ল. So after this defeat, after this victory, Ahom ruler, the Kuch ruler, Naranayan and Silarai returned to their own country.